So making waffles for the family on the weekend has got to be one of my favorite things, and I like those thicker Belgian type of waffles. And so I'm going to go through the reason why I end up having 3 of these, and I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of each one of these. So here is my Krups. This is going to make 4 different waffles, and they're good size waffles. So when I have the large crowd, this is usually the one that I want to use, and it's because it makes 4 of these good size ones. And it takes up a little bit less time. And then it's got these buttons on the side where this thing drops down. And so when I'm done for cleanup, I literally just take this and throw this in the washing machine, and then it's so much easier to clean. Now the one downside is if you put too much stuff, it's going to come out to the side. So when we look at these have kind of like their own little cleanup remedies. So this one here has this little plastic plate on the Black & Decker. So if you did come in and it did spill out, it's going to spill out into the plate, and then you can clean up the plate here. On the Chefman right here, if you end up putting too much inside of here, it's got this relatively large little drip tray area, and the stuff is going to be contained inside this drip tray. You can just pull it out in between batches and you're good to go. All of them lock in their own different ways. This one has a little button right down here that's going to be the lock. This one here, when you close it, you got to push this in, and that's going to lock it into place. And the Krups one right here has this little button here that keeps it locked into place. Now on the Chefman and the Krups, we have the dialed in adjuster. We can change the temperature and bring it up. It's really a timer versus temperature. So it gives you that ability. So I believe it takes it to 4 to 5 minutes. This one's 4 to 5 minutes, and it gives you the kind of the little ding and the light as you're starting to use it. So that's kind of nice. This one does not have that timer, so you're going to have a different timer depending on, you know, your situation. So this one is more easy to clean afterwards, and it has bigger. The Black & Decker one is a double, so you can do your first one there, boom, and then you flip it over to the other side, and then you've got your second one going, and then you can rock and roll, give it your 4 or 5 minutes, and rock and roll with that one. This one's going to be just the single, ready to go, and it takes about 4 or 5 minutes per waffle. So when you're looking at it, this is going to be 5 minutes per waffle, and if you've got a large group having to wait to make lots and lots of waffles, being able to make 4 over here, make 2 over here makes a whole lot more sense. So, you know, during family occasions where we have lots of family over, I usually pull this one out and this one out to try and crank out as many as possible. Now, if it's just me during the weekday and I'm wanting one, I'm going to pull out this one because I can just make the one, and it's easy to clean, and it just, you know, I just wipe it out once I'm done, and that's it. And it's got this really nice non-stick coating, and it works really good, and it's just the one, and it works great. This is also the one that I usually keep in the RV because it's usually just a handful of us in the RV, and it takes up a little bit less space than the tall one over here and this one over here. Now when we talk about space, this you can throw it up on its side and be able to like tuck into a nice space, but it is a larger piece of equipment, so it really depends on what makes most sense for you. I like that I can put that up on the side and just stick it on a rack. This one's a little bit harder to store. This one's not bad to store. Obviously, if I put it up on its side, it just kind of moves around and wobbles. It does have a little thing that you can twist the cable at the bottom. This one's by far the hardest to store, but I like that it makes the 2, and I like the round ones too. The square ones are fine. They all taste the same, but there's something about the round ones that I just like. They all have their functions. Which one's right for you? That's really up to you.